3, the first two terms in an arithmetic progression are 5 and 9. The last term of a progression is the only term which is greater than 200. Find the sum of all the terms in the progression. Okay, so there's an arithmetic progression. The first term is 5, the second term is 9, and the last term we know is greater than 200. And it's the only term that is greater than 200. Only term greater than 200. So we have to check, okay, which term is this, right? So A is 5, D is 4. So the nth term equation is going to be A plus D times n minus 1. Okay. Up, let's see, okay, if n is 200, sorry, if the term is 200, if un is 200, then what is n going to, right? Although it's not 200, it's some term greater than 200. But हम 200 लेंगे and the answer we'll get, for example, will be 12.3. So 0.3 किस लिए आएगा? क्योंकि 200 is not a term. 200 के बाद वाली term होगी. So if we got 12.3 as an answer, so then we'll use the 13th term. And the 13th term will be the first term that is, or the only term that is greater than 200. So we're going to find n and place, try to find the nth, the number of term of the term whose value is 200. So we'll get some value in decimal. 5 plus 4 n minus 1. What does that give us? 200 minus 5 divided by 4 and then plus 1. So I'm getting 49.75, which is n. So of course, no term can be 49.75. So that means it's the 50th term that would be greater than 200. Now let's find that term. So it's going to be 5 plus 4 times 50 minus 1. So 5 plus 4 times 49, that's 201. 201. So that's the last term of this sequence. Okay. All right. So first term is 5, second term is 9, and the 50th term is 201. So that's the first term, that's the second term, and that's the 50th term. Right. So we need the sum of all terms. We need sum S50. So S50 is going to be, you have two options now because you also have the last term. So either you use the shorter formula given to you, n over 2, a plus l. Either this, which is n is 50 over 2 times 5 plus 201. So that gives us 50 upon 2 times 201 plus 5. That gives us 5150. Either use this formula. This one is used when you have the last term. Usually you don't have the last term. Okay, that answer is correct. Or if you generally, in most of the cases, you don't have the last term, so then you should use this formula, which can also be used in this case, n over 2, 2a plus dn minus 1. So substitute all the values, n would be 50, a is 5, d is 4, and we'll get the same answer, 5150. So that is how you were supposed to do part A. Part B. Part B is sum of all the multiples of 5 between 100 and find the sum of all multiples of 5 between 100 and 300. Azhar, did you try this? Ye hua?
नहीं ma'am.
Okay. Sum of all multiples of 5. So all multiples of 5 mean 100, then 105, then 110, all the way till 300. So is this an AP or GP?
AP.
AP. So again, A is 100. B is 5. And we have to find sum of all these terms. So again, we have to check which term is 200. So I'm going to use the UN formula, which is A plus D n minus 1. So 300 is equals 100 plus 5 times n minus 1. So n comes out to be 300 minus 100 is 200 divided by 5 is 40 plus 1 is 41. So n is 41. So we have to find S41. That's the first term. That's the second term, third term, and this is the 41st term. So again, I'm going to use the A plus L formula because I have the last term as well. So n is 41 over 200 plus 300. 8200 is the correct answer. I used n over 2 bracket A plus L. You can also use the longer formula that does not require the value of L. Oh, that's question number 3. Let's take a look at question number 4. So how were you able to do 3 and 4?
मुझसे सिर्फ 3B नहीं हुआ था.
Okay. All right. Question number 4. A circle is divided into 6 sectors in such a way that the angles of the sector are in arithmetic progression. The angle of the greatest sector is 4 times the angle of the smaller sector. Okay. So there's a circle divided into 6 sectors. So there's a smallest sector, then bigger than this one, then a one bigger than this one, a bigger one, and then the biggest. So if this is the smallest one, its value is theta. Let's say a circle is divided into 6 sectors in such a way that the angle of the sectors are in arithmetic progression. The angle of the largest sector is 4 times the angle of the smallest sector. So let's say the angle of the smallest sector is theta. The angle of the largest sector would be 4 theta if this is the largest. Okay. Given that the radius of the circle is 5, find the perimeter of the smallest sector. So we need the perimeter of this. Okay. So the perimeter of the sector is it's R plus R. You know, guys know that from O levels. R plus R plus, I haven't taught you guys this formula yet, but this would be R
2R.
theta. नहीं वो तो 2R हो गया, the sum of R and R, but this length of arc is R theta in AS, but I haven't taught you that topic yet. So what I'll do right now, instead of using R theta, I'm going to write the formula for length of arc from O levels. Remember the formula? It used to be
2
theta.
pi r into theta over 360.
Yes, theta over 360 into
That's the
2
one
pi
I used.
Okay, that's fine. That means you use the angles in degrees. You did not use angles in radians. R theta is for angles in radians. Since I've not
Yeah.
taught Azhar and Bushra Keri, sorry, Azhar and Aisha that yet. So I'm not going to go there. So instead, we're going to use the O levels formula, which is perfectly all right. All right. So plus theta over 360 into 2 pi r. So we need to know what R is. R is 5, but we need theta. How do we find theta? We know the sum of all the angles in a circle. That's what,
Sum of 6 equals to 360.
yes, S6 is equals to 360. That is correct. All right. Now we know the first angle, which is theta. We also know the last angle, which is 4 theta. So I'm going to use that formula. Sn is equals to n over 2 a plus L. So 6 over 2 theta plus 4 theta equals 360. So that would be 5 theta. 3 times 5 theta equals 360. So 360 divided by 50. That's 24. So theta is 24 degrees. So the perimeter is going to be 5 plus 24 over 360 times 2 pi 5. So 10 plus fraction 24 over 360 into 2 into pi into 5. 12.09. 12.1. That's part A of question number 4. समझ आ गई अजहर और आयशा?
Genius.
Part B. Sorry? 2 घंटे. Part B. The first, second, and third term of a geometric progression are 2k plus 3k plus 6 and k, respectively. Given that all terms of geometric progression are positive, calculate the value of constant k. All right. So these 3 terms are of a geometric progression, and we have to find the value of k. That means we need to connect them in an equation. How do we connect 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression in an equation? Remember, we had discussed writing ABC in a form of an equation if these were 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression. For example, let me write 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression. 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3, 27. If these are 3 consecutive terms of geometric progression, then I know this is times 3 and this is times 3. So the equation here is this divided by this, 9 upon 3, would be same as this divided by this, 27 over 9. Remember? Similarly, here it was B upon A equals C upon C.
K plus 6 upon 2k plus 3 is equals to uh, k upon k plus 6.
Yes, that's correct. Cross multiply, I think you will get maybe a quadratic equation, probably. Solve it, just discard the negative value because it says that these values are all positive. And consider only the positive value. Okay. So B1 would be k plus 6 upon 2k plus 3 equals k upon k plus 6. Cross multiply, I'm getting k plus 6 whole square equals 2k square plus 3k. Expand bracket using the formula, Azhar. Can you expand k plus 6 whole square?
uh, k square plus 2 in पहले मैं खुद ही कर लूँ फिर आप
ठीक है, 2ab होता है ना सर, इतना मुश्किल नहीं है। 2a is k और b is 6, तो 2 times k times 6,
12 k
12k plus
b square to 36
हाँ सही है, equals 2k square plus 3k. So I'm going to move everything towards the right. 0 equals k square. Minus 3k minus 12k is what, 9k, and minus 36. Okay. Middle term breaking. Azar, multiplication should give us what? And addition should give us,
negative 36 और
ठीक है,
minus 9 k
and addition should give us minus 9. Give me the factor, guys. Multiply करके minus 36, add करके minus. $36 किस तरह से आता है? We can get 36 by multiplying 4 and 9,
12 और minus 3
12 and 3 से, ठीक है, good. 12 times minus 3, or it gives us minus 36 plus, but 12 plus minus 3 does not give us minus 9. So what's the mistake here, Azhar?
minus 12
Plus 3. Minus 12 plus 3 are the correct factors. So 0 equals k square minus 12k plus 3k plus 36. Okay. K minus 12 plus 3, k minus 36. Sorry. Oh, minus 36. Okay. Plus 3 bracket k minus 12. So we're getting k minus 12 times k plus 3 equals 0. So k equals 12, k equals minus 3. So k is equals to 12 is going to be the only answer because k has to be a positive value as indicated in the question. Okay. Part 2. Find the sum to infinity of the progression. So we know the formula for sum to infinity. It will be given to us in the formula sheet as well. S infinity is equals to a upon 1 minus r. A is the first term, so we need the first and second and at least the first and the second term, so we can determine A and R. So the term is 2k plus 3, comma k plus 6, comma k. So the first term would be 12 times 2, 24, 25, 26, 27. The second term would be 12 plus 6, 18. The third term is 12. All right. So A is 12, A is 27, and R is what? How do we find R from two consecutive terms of a geometric progression?
Next term over previous.
Yes. Second term over first term, or third term over second term, or any next term divided by its previous term. So 18 by 27, which is going to be
2 by 3
2/3. So, okay. So we get A is 27 upon 1 minus 2/3. 81. All right. Not that it is directly related to the question. आपसे sum to infinity पूछा है तो आप sum to infinity का formula लगा दोगे definitely. लेकिन they only asked for the sum to infinity in this question because this series will have a sum to infinity. Every series does not have a sum to infinity. If you remember from the very first lesson we had on this topic, sum to infinity कब होता है? हर sequence का sum to infinity नहीं हो सकता. For example, if we add a sequence like this, 3 times 2 6 times 2 12 times 2 24 times 2
मैम
48.
तब तक लास्ट टाइम ना दिए हुए
नहीं, इसका sum to infinity तो हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि if you keep adding all the terms, the answer will keep increasing. Then if you add the next term, it will increase. If you add the next term, it increases. So sum to infinity does not make any sense. वो तो हर वैल्यू पिछली वैल्यू से बड़ी है तो हमें क्या पता कि सारी वैल्यूज का सम क्या है. वो तो एक्चुअली इनफाइनाइट ही होगा. But sum to infinity will only be asked if you have a series that is decreasing. First value is 27, next value is 18, next value is 12. Every value is being multiplied by a number that is smaller than 1, so that the next value is smaller than the previous value. So होता क्या है कि eventually it becomes very close to 0. You start getting answers like 0.001, 0.2 into 10 raised to power minus 50. तो वो 0 बन जाती है almost. तो उसका sum to infinity find किया जा सकता है. Because eventually the term becomes 0. So you can find the sum of all the series, all the values in the sequence. Okay? Not that it was asked, but you must know this concept. That you can only find sum to infinity of the sequence that are diverging. That means they're becoming small. That are converging, sorry. Converging sequence that are getting smaller, smaller, smaller. The values keep getting small. अगर एक diverging sequence है जो बड़ी होती जा रही है, बड़ी होती जा रही है, there's no sum to infinity for that kind of sequence. All right, question 5. Also, the formula given in the formula sheet is like this. S infinity equals A upon 1 minus R, and with it they write where modulus of R is less than 1. Let me just quickly confirm कि यही लिखा हुआ है. Formula sheet. I just remembered I haven't sent you guys the formula sheet yet. हाँ यही लिखा है. I'll just copy it for you guys. These are all the formulas from this topic that you'll see in the formula sheet. Look here, they've given you the sum to infinity, but they've also mentioned that the modulus of R is less than 1. So like we had 2 over 3 in the last question, so that's less than 1. Can also be minus 2 by 3, because that's also less than minus 1. So your value of R should actually lie between 1 and minus 1. That is what is meant that the modulus of R should be less than 1. We will be using this in the questions later. Questions will come up that would require us to use this inequality. Modulus of R is less than 1. So you must know that when you're using, if you're finding sum to infinity, then the R is less than 1. It could be positive, a positive less than 1 value, or a negative less than minus 1 value. Has to be between 1 and minus. Okay. Question 5. A small trading company made a profit of 250,000 in the year 200, in the year 2000. The company considered two different plans, Plan A and Plan B, for increasing its profit. Under Plan A, the annual profit would increase each year by 5% of its value in the preceding year. Find for Plan A the profit for year 2008. All right. So the first year, the profit is 250,000. And the next year, the profit should increase by 5%. So can you guys tell me what do we get after we increase this by 5%? 5% increase के बाद इसकी क्या value होगी?
मैम
262500.
62500. अली आप ये कह रहे थे कुछ और कह रहे?
मैम यही कह रहा हूँ.
ठीक है. Aisha, did you get this? 262500.
Yes.
262500. All right. So what is R actually? You're multiplying the previous value with 105%. Because it's a 5% increase, so that is 105 and 105%, which is instead written as times 1.05. So this gets multiplied with 1.05 to get this. Similarly, next value will get multiplied with 1.05 to get the next third value. Okay? So you're multiplying with 1.05 if it's a 5% increase. So R is 1.05. That's one way of finding R. एक और तरीका क्या होता है कि in case you find this difficult, which it's not though, where you can find the next term, which is 262500, and you then find R from the formula second term over the first term. This will also give you 1.05. Okay. So R is 1.05. A is 250,000. Find the profit in year 2008. So how do we do that? First year is 2000, year 2000. This is the profit in year 2000. We need the profit in 2008. Which term is that? Year 2000 is the first term. Year 2001 is the second term. Year 2003 is the third term. So year 2008 is which term?
8th term.
8.
No, it's not it. It's the ninth term. Look, 2000 is the first term. 2001 is the second term. Sorry, that was 2002. 2002 is the third term. So you also have to count 2000 as the first term. So 2008 is actually the ninth term. So you need U9. Formula for UN is ARN minus 1. So U9 would be 25,000, 250,000, sorry, times R 1.05 power 9 minus 1, which is 8. What does that get us?
Hmm, 369,363.8609.
363.8609. That's correct. All right. So that's the sum. So that's the profit in the ninth year. Figure. You may round it off to three significant figure, but you must show the exact answer first. So the three significant answer would be 369 and then $0.00. All right. Part 2. Find the total profit for the 10 years from 2000 to 2009. So in part 2, we're finding the sum of the first 10 terms. So I don't have the last term, that is the profit in year 2009. So I must use this formula, n over 2 times 2a plus d n minus 1. N over 2, n is 10 over 2. 2 times a is 250,000. Plus d is, sorry, I'm using the AP formula. I should have used the GP formula for sum. Unfortunate. Okay. So what's the GP formula for sum of n terms? It's a bracket 1 minus r n over 1 minus r. So S 10 is A is 250,000. 1 minus R was 1.05. Power 10 upon 1 minus R. 1 minus 1.05. What do we get?
Ma'am, 314473.14134.
3177?
444.
444 73.134. Okay. And then in the next step, you may round it off to 3 significant figure 314 and 100000. 4 zeros. That's going to be the sum of the profits in the first 10 years from 2000 to 2009. Okay. Last part. Under Plan B, the annual profit would increase each year by a constant amount D dollars. Find the value of D for which the total profit for 10 years from 2000 to 2009 inclusive would be the same for both. All right. अब वो कह रहे हैं कि now consider that the profit is increased in a sequence that is an arithmetic progression, not a geometric progression. So every year the dollar is increased by a value D. So you add $D to the first year, you get the profit of the second year. Then you add $D to the profit of second year, you get the profit of the third year. All right, so you have to find the value of D, and you're given that the sum of the first 10 years profit is the same, whether you use AP or GP technique. So the S10 would be the same as that of the previous part, 3144473.134. And now the S10 formula would be the arithmetic progressions sum formula, which is n over 2, 10 over 2, 2 times A, which is A is the same, 250,000, plus D, the difference, capital D in this case, times n minus 1, which is 10 minus 1, which is 9, equals 3144473.134. Now use algebra and find the value of t. This would become 5. First divide 5 with the previous answer. So I have the previous answer. No, I don't have the previous answer in my calculator. You might, since you've actually found it out. 3144 4 3 4 or 4 3 4 3144473.134 divided by 5. Minus 2 times 250,000 divided by 9. So D is coming out to be 14321.625. So rounded to three significant figures, it would be 14300. It's very important to show this answer first before you round it off. Any questions here?
No.
That's going to be all for today. And over the weekend, you're supposed to do 6, 7, and 8. All right. See you guys on Monday, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay.